boys, it's about that time. The top 10 running back list needed updated. There are about 5 new cards on this list that were not on the last one. So this was one. I like to do these every 2 to 3 weeks. It's been around 2.5 weeks since the last time we did the top 10 running backs. And this one, like I said, 5 new cards on this list since the last time we did it. It had to be updated. A lot of these cards are in the top 5 as well. I hope you guys enjoy the top 10s. If you do, make sure to hit that sub button. We are on that road to 20K subs. Yes, 20K, a huge milestone for me. I appreciate you guys so far this year in Madden 23, and let's get right into this number 10. So first off, at number 10, we do have Gibby right here, and Gibby is one that the only card that I had that was even close to number 10, it was between Gibby and DeMarco Murray. The reason why I chose Gibby is because you'll notice if you compare them both in MUT.GG, you'll have DeMarco Murray. He's like a +1 in change of direction. He's like a couple points overall better in trucking, a little bit better in break tackle, not above 90 or anything crazy. But Gibby, the reason I like him more is that he has +4 excel. I do think excel and speed are very, very key right now. And when you're only getting like barely any substantial stats right there above Gibby, I would take the +4 excel every single day, especially when it hits at 90 overall. I do think Gibby, he's also the exact same height and exact same weight as our guy DeMarco Murray. Believe it or not, he's bigger than Marshawn Lynch as well in this game. This card is gonna fall forward a lot for you. He has solid catching as well at 73. He's literally good at about everything right now. The agility is solid as well. The change of direction is very solid for his overall. His trucking even above an 80 is nice, and then the break tackle above an 85. This is a solid card, and I'm pretty sure you could have got him for free through the end of your field pass. At number 9, we do have Cadaro Patterson, and he is one that I did a video on. I did the best like budget card or free card, because you could earn this card for free. As many of you guys know, you could actually earn 2 of these mentors for free, and he is one of the 4 you can choose from. He has 88 speed, which is very, very solid in the game right now. We have some top end cards at 88 speed. 90 and 91 are the highest in the game, so 88 being free as well is going to be very, very nice for you. He does have amazing stats across the board as well. 83 catching, which is good. Very, very, very good. The change direction at 87 is very good for us as well. The break tackle, not insanely high, and the trucking, not insanely high, but this is one that I do like as a receiving back out the backfield. You can run him as well. As you guys know, if you played Madden last year, he was the best running back in the game for a long time last year, but this year they kind of did lower his weight. He was like 200 and almost 40 pounds last year. Not an air trucking running back, but he did have a lot of weight on him where he fell forward all the time. This year, sadly, I don't know, they made him go on a diet in the offseason. They made him 220 pounds. He still gets the good juke animation. He still catches all the balls. He's really good at the backfield, being 6'2". I do like him a lot in the game. I just feel like a lot of those missing stats are holding him back just a tiny bit on this list over here at number 9. At our number 8 spot, we do have Jerome Bettis, and yes, Jerome Bettis is obviously the slowest guy on this list. We're going from what, 87 speed to 88 and then back down to 86. The only reason I'm taking him over is that he is just one of those guys that is an air trucker. 245 pounds. I think it's 246 pounds. Actually, I remember somebody told me it's not 245, it's 246, but he hits that no matter what. He's at 256 pounds right here. He is 5'11". He's gonna fall forward on every play. I always call these backs kind of the no skill backs. You literally don't have to do anything. He could even catch out the backfield, same catching as Antonio Gibson, which is nuts to me. I didn't really watch Jerome Bettis much back in the day. I really wasn't born yet, but this is a card that I feel like, you know, when you have catching on him, he can air truck. Although he's a little slow, he's going to get a lot of plays done for you. There's only 2 air truckers on this list as of now, and he is one of them, and definitely a solid card to pick up in the game. I used him for a while when he first came out, and definitely do recommend him still now if you're looking for a budget power card here. Our number 7 spot here, we do have Ricky Williams, and Ricky Williams, this just shows you guys how stacked this list is. I think running back's probably the most stacked position right now inside of the game. It sucks because you only could use like 1 or 2, maybe 3, and maybe you're in a crazy offense, a full house or whatever. But I would say 1 is probably the one that most people use. I would say I normally only see 1 running back per game unless they're running the ball a lot and they get tired. But Ricky Williams being at number 7 is just shows you how deep it is. But moving into the card, he does have solid speed at 88 and then a 91 excel on top of that. The only thing that really does suck compared to a lot of the cards in front of him, he has some of the worst agility in the game. 83 is kind of brutal for being a 90 overall, and when you're an LTD, but I didn't really notice it to be too big of a factor when I was using him. And then when you look at him, he does have good trucking and break tackle, both above 90, with the solid catch of 78 as well. Another guy that, you know, they're handing catching stats over to the power backs this year. I feel like they did not do that last year. And this year, Ricky Williams, you got Jerome Bettis, both guys that can go out there and catch the ball now and run over everybody. At our number 6 spot, we do have Saquon Barkley, and Saquon Barkley is one that I do feel like is an animal in this game right now. He's a beast, but the only thing I have about him is that we are starting to get 90 speed kind of running backs in the game, so that's kind of where he kind of got kicked to the curb pretty fast compared to a lot of the other guys on this list. But when you look at him though, comparative to our guy like Ricky Williams, although you're losing a little bit of catch, it's still above 70, which I'm okay with, but he does have a +7, not a +2, +3. He has a +7 agility on our guy Ricky Williams while maintaining the same speed. I do feel like that is a big factor on him. And then he also does have very good change direction at 87. The trucking, obviously not a 90, but 85 is definitely doable, especially you're going to be trying to swerve with this guy a lot. He's going to fall forward a lot too. He's a much bigger power back as well. 233 pounds at 5'11 is nuts. It's kind of like Jerome Bettis. Obviously that's not the kind of player he is. He can do everything in real life, but this is one that I definitely had a blast using. Saquon's an animal. If he fit the Legends team, you know, he would definitely be on the team just because how much I love Saquon in real life. But this is a card that I'm telling you guys, he's definitely an animal. You see him a lot out there on the field because he is a fan favorite within himself. At our number 5 spot, we do have CMC, and CMC is like when Ricky Williams and Saquon came out, they were all tied for like the top 3 running backs in the game. That was kind of the last time we made this list. And CMC I did have over there at number 1 because I do feel like the 88 speed running backs, he does come with the best agility on him as well. He has obviously -1 excel compared to Ricky Williams, but he's just so much better in that agility category. He does have good carrying. He is by far the best catching too, having above that 80 threshold, which is absolutely huge. That for any of us that play all pro, that is a big factor right there. He does have 89 change of direction, which is the best as well. And then when you look at him, the trucking, I always get that brought up. He has 59 trucking. You're not going to try to truck with him. So that stat literally negates the 0 if you don't try to truck. It has nothing to do with anything unless you actually flick the button up. When you have CMC that has good change direction, he's not the bulkiest guy, so you could swerve between holes a lot easier. He's a guy you shouldn't even try to truck with. He also does have 88 break tackle, so he should break a lot of tackles. I think a lot of people get trucking and break tackle kind of mixed up as well. Break tackle, you'll break tackles without you even trying to break tackles. You'll run right into people and you'll somehow break out because of that stat right there, not because of the trucking. And this card I do think is very valuable, especially if you pass the ball a lot in this game, which I do feel like that's kind of I wouldn't say the meta, but you do run into a lot more passers, so I feel like CMC is definitely the more valuable out of the last 3 guys we've shown on this list. Number 4, we do have Marshawn Lynch, aka obviously beast mode. He is a 90 speed running back. We kind of jumped the gun on 89. We went from 88s getting released all the way to 90. No 89 speed guys in the game. It's actually nuts. There's not one 89 speeded running back in the game. When you look at him, 90 speed is obviously very good. He doesn't have the highest excel or agility, which you guys are kind of seeing the trend here. Power backs, they don't really give agility to. They really don't. And the thing that really kind of, I feel like, not nerfs beast mode, but the agility is not the biggest deal for a guy like Bettis, or I would say like Derrick Henry or Alstott, because they could air truck. You know what I mean? They get a kind of change direction move within itself. But for a guy like him, he doesn't really get that, because he's only 215 pounds. But the thing with him, he's good everywhere as well. He has good carrying. He has amazing change of direction for being a power back as well. And the 91 trucking and 90 break tackle. Not a big fan of his catching like at all, but it's still okay. He'll be fine there. I do like Marshawn. He's actually my current running back on the team right now. I know I do have 3 guys higher than him. I'm just kind of cheap at running back. That's just how I am. But at the end of the day, I still think he's a top 5 running back in the game easily. So at number 3, we probably have the card that's the most rare on this list. Let's be honest, we never see LT. I did do a gameplay on him as soon as he came out that day of, and he was a card that I definitely did enjoy. I definitely felt like I don't know how to explain it. He was definitely better than Marshawn Lynch, but he didn't feel as crazy as I thought he was going to be. Maybe it's because I did pay 1.5 million for him and I just had a sour taste in my mouth the whole time I was doing the gameplay. But when you look at him, he does have 90 speed, which is kind of top end right there with our guy Marshawn. He does have insane excel and agility at 91 as well. What's crazy too is he's basically the same exact build as Marshawn as well, and he's not a power back. See, that's why I feel like Marshawn's not as good as he could be. Like he's not as programmed as he could be as good. You know what I mean? Like Marshawn ran over everybody in real life. wise, but in Madden, a 215-pound running back just doesn't do that in this game, sadly. But when you look at our guy LT, he does have 87 carrying, above 80 catching as well. The change of direction, I think that's the highest in the game too, or it might even be tied for the highest in the game at 92, which is nuts. You could just literally hold the left stick down, make a lot of plays. You don't even have to truck, although he does have it with 81 trucking there. And the break tackle's nuts on him as well. And he is being a receiving back, so you are going to get that back, or I can't even think what it's called. The running back apprentice you do get for cheap. A very important ability if you want to run any of the angle routes out the backfield, the ghost routes, anything out the backfield, you do get the extra routes right there. I do like LT a lot in this game. That price tag is a little knowing with that Legends promo, but still definitely top 3. We can't put the price into the factor here. So at our number 2 spot, we do have Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. I know they didn't throw it on its tag. I have no clue. Maybe they thought it was edgy or whatever. I have no clue. But Christian Okoye is one that I have loved. Obviously, we're going down 2 speed from the last guys, LT and Marshawn, both at 90, but we are dropping down to 88. The thing I like about him, the same with Bettis, he is an air trucker, 253 pounds. He is 6'1". If you guys have used this card, if you've seen my gameplay with this card, if you've played against him, you know this card is a beast. And like I said with Jerome Bettis, these cards, unlike the other guys where you have to swerve a little bit with LT to make him good, it's like a skill gap more. There is no skill with using cards like this. You catch the ball, you run the ball, you flick your right stick up. That's how good they are. That's literally how good these power backs are. And I feel like 88 speed is good enough to kind of negate the -2 speed you're getting with those guys because of the air trucking you're getting. When you look at him, he does have insane stats as well. We're going to have to go down here because he's a fullback. You could play him at running back. He goes up in overall when you play him at running back too. He's a 92 at running back. He does have 93 trucking. He has 84 change direction, which, like I said, you're going to be air trucking. You could change directions while air trucking as well. He does have insane break tackle at 92 as well here. I loved him. I'm telling you guys, this is probably one of my favorite cards of the year so far. I've used every running back. You guys know I do every gameplay when the card comes out on this channel. And Okoye, I'm going to be honest, he probably had the best gameplay. I kept him after that, and he was the most fun I've had on Madden in a while. I don't have him anymore because I went cheap at running back, but at the end of the day, he's definitely still, I think, top 2, top 3 at, like, the worst you could put him is at number 3. And yes, you guys knew who was coming at number 1, Eric Dickerson, the fastest running back in the game at 91 speed. He is also a power back, just like guys like Marshawn and Ricky, who's not going to hit that 246 weight that we need for air trucking. But when he comes to it, he's still bigger than those guys. He is 6'3", very tall, and 220 pounds. He does have insane change direction, insane trucking, and insane break tackle. You never see top end change direction when you're using a power back, and he has it. So not only can he truck you, he could juke, he could swerve, he could break tackles. He also has solid enough catching. At least it's not in the 60s like other cards we've seen on this list. And then his agility is top end as well at 93. As you guys know, there was a glitch. They did actually face scan him this year where he got his own face, his goggles, his own build. He looks a lot different than normal Legends, but that was including a glitch, so they had to nerf him. He kind of looks like a created player out there now. It's kind of awful. He looks really small, but they said it's a temporary fix, so hopefully they fix him soon and he looks like himself. But I heard he's not playing as good until they fix it. I don't know. I've heard mixed reactions, but when I did use him, when he was still had that little bug on him, he was insane. I definitely do think Eric Dickerson's the best running back in the game. Hopefully that temporary fix doesn't take some weeks to fix. Boys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash that like button and also comment down below which running back you are using. Like I said, I'm using Marshawn Lynch on a Legends theme team. I do think I'm going to go to Eric Dickerson or back to Okoye here soon once I stop being cheap, basically. But like I said, we're on that road to 20K. Make sure to hit that sub button, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out, boys.